Hi students and friends, welcome to the channel Learn and Teach by Ayaz. So in this video lesson, I'm going to solve the paper 11 for 5070 and the year is May-June 2023. I'm not going to read the instructions as you all are aware about the instructions of this paper. Total marks for this paper is 40. So let's begin the paper. Here's the first question. In a change of state at constant temperature and pressure, energy is released as stronger force of attraction form between the particles. The average distance between the particles changes very little. Which change of state is being described? If you read the statement, they are saying that stronger forces of attraction form. So you know that in the gas state, there isn't any strong force, but in liquid and solid, there is stronger forces as compared to gas, but in solid state the force is greater. And what they are saying that average distance between the particles changes very little. It means that it indicates the state is not gas. The initial state is not gas, because in the gas state the particles are far away from each other, so there's very little change in terms of the distance between the particles. So C must be the right answer for this question. Number 2, X, Y, and Z are elements. X and Y are in the same period of the periodic table. Y and Z are in the same group of the periodic table. What are possible electronic configuration for X, Y, and Z? Now they are saying Y and Z are in the same group of the periodic table, which means the valence electron will be same for these two, Y and Z. So straight away, I'm going to look at the valence electrons for Y and Z. So A can't be the correct answer. B can be the correct answer because the number of electrons for Z and Y are same. What about C? C is also incorrect because again, the number of valence electrons are different. What about D? In D also, the number of valence electrons are different. As you can see, in Y it's 7, in Z it's 4. So B must be the right answer for this question. Number 3, the numbers of electrons, protons, and neutrons in 4 different particles are shown. So we have particle 1, 2, 3, 4. And here we have electrons, protons, and neutrons. Which particles are isotopes of the same element? What are isotopes? Isotopes are atoms of the same element. Same proton number. Different number of neutrons or nucleon number. So I'm writing number of neutrons because this will give you clear idea about the concept behind isotopes. So look at the particle which have same number of protons and electrons. Remember, the electrons should be same also. So if you look at this clearly, particle 1 and 4, they have same number of electrons and protons, but their neutrons are different. So 1 and 4. C should be the right answer for this one. Number 4. Some statements about the bonding in magnesium chloride are listed. Statement 1. Each magnesium atom donates 2 electrons. Each chlorine atom accepts 1 electron. This statement is correct. Number 2. Chlorine forms an ion with a 2- charge. If you look at the position of chlorine, it's in group 7. Here it is chlorine. And it needs 1 electron to form negative ion. So the charge must be -1, not -2. So this is wrong. Number 3, magnesium atoms and chlorine atoms share electrons. This statement is wrong. Number 4, magnesium forms an ion with a 2+ charge. This statement is also correct. So 1 and 4 is correct. The answer should be B. Number 5, ethane, C2H6 and ammonia, NH3 are covalent compounds. The dot and cross diagrams of these compounds are shown. This is ethane. And this one is ammonia. Which statements are correct? Number 1, a molecule of ethane contains twice as many hydrogen atoms as a molecule of ammonia. If you look at the number of hydrogen atoms in ethane, it's 2 times the number of atoms, hydrogen atoms in ammonia. So this statement is correct. Number 2, an unreacted nitrogen atom has 5 outer shell electrons. If you look at the position of nitrogen in the periodic table, here it is. It must have 5 valence electrons. So this statement is also correct. Number 3, in a molecule of ethane, the bond between the carbon atoms is formed by sharing 2 electrons, 1 from each carbon atom. So all of these statements are correct. So A will be the right answer for this question. Number 6, when a strip of copper is placed in aqueous silver nitrate, a displacement reaction takes place. What is the ionic equation for the reaction which takes place? So if you look at all the ionic equations, first one seems wrong, because in this equation, they are also showing the formation of electrons. It's in fact lost and gained. Silver ion is gaining electron as it is less reactive than copper, and copper is losing electrons. So the final equation, ionic equation, in fact, will be for this question, B. B will be the right one. Number 7, 3 compounds are listed: calcium carbonate, potassium sulfate, zinc nitrate. Which row shows the element present in the greatest percentage by mass in each compound? So here they provided us with the AR. And we have, in the first column, we have element present in the greatest percentage by mass in calcium carbonate. The formula of calcium carbonate is CaCO3. If you will calculate the MR of CaCO3, it will be, we have 1 calcium, so you have 40, 1 carbon, so we have 12, we have 3 oxygen, so we'll multiply 3 by 16, we'll get 48 here, 48 plus 12 plus 40, and we'll be getting 100. So if I will calculate the percentage of calcium in this, so I need to multiply 40 by 100 and divide it by 100. But for oxygen, I have to multiply 48 by 100 and divide it by 100, which is the MR. So 48 will be the percentage of oxygen, which will be higher in this case. So either C is correct or D is correct. Both A and B is incorrect. So straight away, I will look for the percentage of element present in zinc nitrate. So in zinc nitrate, first of all, I need to calculate the MR of zinc nitrate. What will be the formula of zinc nitrate? It is ZnNO3 whole twice. The reason is that zinc carries +2 charge. So for zinc, there are 1 atom of zinc, so we'll add 65 plus 2 atoms of nitrogen. So we will multiply 2 by 14, we'll get 28. What about oxygen? 2 multiplied by 3, 6. And 6 multiplied by 16 will be 6, 6, 36. 6 plus 3, 9. 96. So if you'll add up these, what you will get? 65 plus 28 plus 96. 189. 189 is the MR of zinc nitrate. So 189 is the MR of zinc nitrate. So if you look at the equation, clearly indicates oxygen is present in high percentage. So D will be the correct answer in this case. This is the right choice. Number 8. Two aqueous solutions Q and R have the same concentration in mole per dm cube. Solution Q contains 4 gram of NaOH in 500 centimeter cube of solution. Which solution could be solution R? So what I will do, I need to calculate the concentration in mole per dm cube for NaOH. The grams of NaOH is given. So I'm going to calculate the MR of NaOH. MR of NaOH. Na is 23. We have one oxygen, 16 plus 1. So it becomes 40. So if you divide 4 by 40, what you will get? 0.1. And this 0.1 is in 500. 500 centimeter cube contains 0.1 moles. Therefore, 1000 centimeter cube contains X moles. So it will become X is equal to 0.1 multiplied by 1000 and divided by 500. So 500. So 2 multiplied by 0.1 will get 0.2. So 0.2 mole per dm cube. One of these must have 0.2 mole per dm cube. What about the concentration for A? If you calculate the concentration for A, you will write 250 contains 0.2, 1000 contains X. So it becomes X equal to 0.2 multiplied by 1000 divided by 250 and 4. 4 multiplied by 0.2, 0.8. So this is wrong. What about number B? We have 0.2 mole of HCl in 100 centimeter cube. So I will write 100 centimeter cube, 0.2 moles, 1000 centimeter cube contains X. X becomes 0.2 multiplied by 1000 divided by 100, 110. So if you'll multiply 0.2 by 10, you will get 2 moles per dm cube. This is also incorrect. What about C? 0.05 mole of H2SO4 in 250 centimeter cube of solution. So I will write 250 centimeter cube, 0.05 and 1000 centimeter cube. X becomes 0.05 multiplied by 1000 divided by 250 and it will become 4. If you multiply 4 by 0.05, 4 by 0.05, I will get 0.2. So this seems the right answer. This is the right answer, as you have the same concentration like the one we have mentioned in the question. Number 9, samples of 2 hydrated compounds are weighed and then dehydrated by heating. The anhydrous compounds are weighed and the results are shown. 3.97 gram FeSO4.X2O XH2O gives 2.17 gram anhydrous FeSO4. 2.88 gram CaSO4.YH2O gives 2.27 gram anhydrous CaSO4. What are the values of X and Y? So first of all, I need to calculate the moles for these FeSO4 and CaSO4. So for FeSO4, we need to divide 2.17 by 152. FeSO4, 2.17 divided by 152. 2.17 divided by 152. It becomes 0.014, 0.014 moles. Okay, what about water present in FeSO4? For this, we need to subtract 2.17 from 3.97. 3.97 minus 2.17. So this is the grams for water, 1.8. So you will divide it by 18, which is the MR of water. So 1.8 divided by 18 will get 0.1. 0.1. So for FeSO4, 0.014 mole reacts with 0.1 mole of H2O. Therefore, 1 mole reacts with X. So we'll get X is equal to 0.1 multiplied by 1 divided by 0.014. So what you will get? 0.1 divided by 0.014. 7.14. So either C is correct or D is correct. So we need to calculate the number of moles for CaSO4. For CaSO4, the moles will be 2.27 divided by 136. 136 is the MR for CaSO4. 2.27 divided by 136. 0.016. 0.016. What about water? In order to calculate the grams of water, we need to subtract 2.27 from 2.88 minus 2.27. 0.61. 0.61 is a gram for water. So I will divide 0.61 by 18. Then I will get the moles of water. 0.61 divided by 18. 0.033. 0.033. So for calcium sulfate, 0.016 need 0.033 and 1 mole needs X. So X becomes 0.033 divided by 0.016, which becomes 0.033 divided by 0.016. 2.06. So D should be the right answer in this case. Number 10. What has a mass equal to the mass of 1 mole of water? 1 mole of water. They are saying 1 mole of water, not 1 molecule of water. A, 24 dm³ of water at room temperature and pressure. This is wrong. The reason is that they are saying the volume of water. In this volume of water, we don't know the mass of water. B, 1 mole of steam at 200 degrees centigrade, 100 kilopascal per 1 atmosphere. This seems correct. The reason is that 1 mole of steam at 200 degrees centigrade must have same mass of water. So this looks correct to me. For your convenience, I am reading the other statements also. 1 molecule of water at room temperature and pressure. This is wrong. They are saying 1 molecule, not 1 mole. So this is wrong. D, 2 moles of hydrogen molecules and 1 mole of oxygen molecule. This is also wrong. P will be the right answer. Concentrated aqueous sodium chloride is electrolyzed using inert electrodes, which shows what happens in this electrolysis and why it happens. A, change occurring. A, what is the change? The change is oxygen is discharged at the anode. So in case of concentrated aqueous sodium chloride, you can't get oxygen at anode. So this is wrong. B. During electrolysis, the pH of the electrolyte increases. pH increase means there must be higher number of OH negative ions. Explanation: the electrolysis in aqueous solution involves the reduction of H positive ions. This is correct because this definitely involves the reduction of H positive ions. H positive ions get reduced, that is gain electron to produce hydrogen gas. So this looks correct to me. For your convenience, I am reading the other statements. Solid sodium is produced at the cathode. This is wrong. You can't get sodium at cathode because you are having aqueous sodium chloride, not molten sodium chloride. So this is also wrong. D. The products stay the same if the aqueous sodium chloride is replaced by molten sodium chloride. This is wrong. The reason is that in case of molten sodium chloride, you will get sodium at cathode and chlorine at anode. Furthermore, in order to get chlorine at anode, you must have either molten sodium chloride or concentrated sodium chloride. You can't get chlorine in case of dilute aqueous sodium chloride. So this is also incorrect. B will be the right choice for this question. Number 12, which statements about the energy changes during a chemical reaction are correct? Number 1, the activation energy EA is the maximum energy the colliding particles must have in order to react. This is incorrect statement. Number 2, during an endothermic reaction, thermal energy is taken in from the surrounding, leading to decrease in the temperature of the surrounding. This is correct statement. Number 3, the making of chemical bonds is an exothermic process. This is also correct because making is exothermic. So both 2 and 3 are the correct statements. So C will be the right answer for this question. Number 13, two gases react inside a sealed vessel. Which change in conditions would increase the rate of reaction? Number 1, increasing the pressure inside the vessel. This is correct. Number 2, increasing the temperature inside the vessel. This is also correct. Number 3, increasing the volume of the vessel. This is wrong. The reason is that if you increase the volume, then the distance between the particles of the gases will also increase and they will take more time to collide with each other. This reduces the rate of reaction. So B will be the right answer for this question. 14. Catalysts change the rate of chemical reactions. Which statements correctly describe the effect of adding a catalyst to a reaction? Number 1, all reactant particles have more energy and move faster. This is incorrect because the catalyst decreases the activation energy of the reacting particles. Number 2, the activation energy is lowered. This is correct. Number 3, more reactant particles collide with enough energy to react. This is also correct. So C will be the right answer for 14. Number 15, the equation for a reaction in the contact process is shown. 2SO2 plus O2 gives 2SO3. Delta H is minus 197. The conditions used are 450 degrees centigrade, 2 atmospheric pressure, and catalyst. What will be the effects when the temperature is reduced to 250 degrees centigrade and the catalyst is removed? Now you have removed the catalyst and you have also decreased the temperature. So the rate of reaction will definitely decrease. So either B is correct or D is correct. What about the temperature? If you decrease the temperature, what will happen to the percentage of SO3 in the equilibrium mixture? Forward reaction is exothermic, so it will move to the right hand direction. So percentage will definitely increase, which means that D will be the right answer. 16. Universal indicator contains several dyes. The reaction, reversible reaction of one dye, INDOH, is shown. Int OH color X plus H positive ion aqueous gives Int plus, which is color Y, plus H2O liquid. A few drops of universal indicator solution are added to 50 centimeter cube of water. A few drops of dilute hydrochloric acid are added to the solution. Which row describes what happens when the acid is added? So what will happen to the pH? pH will decrease, definitely. You have higher concentration of H means pH will decrease. So either A is correct or B is correct. And the equilibrium is shift to the right hand side. So you have equilibrium shifting to color Y. So B will be the right answer for this question. Number 17, the combustion of methane is a redox reaction. This is a reaction, combustion reaction of methane. This is CH4 methane plus 2O2 gives 2CO2 plus 2H2O. Which statement about this reaction is correct? A, only carbon is oxidized. B, only carbon is reduced. C, only oxygen is oxidized. D, only oxygen is reduced. If you look at this equation, so carbon is oxidized. You see this carbon has gained oxygen. Furthermore, if you look at the oxidation number of carbon, so the oxidation number of carbon is also increased. In CH4, the oxidation number of carbon is -4. But in case of CO2, oxidation number changes to +4, as carbon is less electronegative than oxygen. So this is the correct statement. What about the other statement? Only carbon is reduced. This is wrong. C, only oxygen is oxidized. This is also wrong because oxygen is not oxidized. Oxygen is reduced both from O2 to CO2 or O2 to H2O. So D is also correct. Only oxygen is reduced. The correct answer according to your marking scheme is D. 18. Which method of preparation of magnesium sulfate is an example of a redox reaction? Redox reaction is the one in which there is a loss or gain of electron or change in oxidation number. Loss and gain of electron, change in oxidation number. So when we say change in oxidation number, it means increase or decrease in oxidation number. So if you look at all these equations, only equation A will be the correct one. The reason is that on the reactant side, we have Mg plus H2SO4. On the product side, we are having MgSO4 plus H2. So on the reactant side, the oxidation number on magnesium is 0. But on the product side, it will be +2. What about hydrogen? On the reactant side, it's +1. On the product side, it will be 0. So magnesium is oxidized and hydrogen is reduced. None of the other equation shows this. So A will be the right answer in this case. 19. Samples of HCl and HNO3 are tested using universal indicator paper. The sample of HCl has a pH of 4 and the sample of HNO3 has a pH of 2. Which statement is correct? A, HCl is a weak acid and HNO3 is a strong acid. This is wrong because both of these are strong acid. Number B, HNO3 has a lower mole formula mass than HCl. It has nothing to do with the pH. C, the HNO3 is more concentrated than HCl. This looks correct to me. The reason is that if there are more number of H positive ion, then the pH will be lower. So C looks correct to me. For your convenience, I'm going to read the last statement. The HCl has dissociated more than HNO3. This is wrong because both of these are strong acid, though both of these dissociated completely. So only C will be the right answer in this case. 20. Which two substances react to form a salt and water only? This is an easy one. You only have to see the products. For A, when you're reacting aqueous sodium carbonate plus dilute sulfuric acid, you will get 3 products. Salt plus water plus carbon dioxide. This is wrong. B, aqueous sodium chloride and aqueous silver nitrate. This looks substitution reaction. So, or double displacement reaction. So this is also wrong. We can't get salt and water. What about C? Aqueous sodium hydroxide and dilute ethanoic acid. So this is a reaction between acid and alkali. You will get salt and water. In this case, the salt will be sodium ethanoate and water will be the other product. So this looks correct to me. D, zinc and dilute hydrochloric acid. This will produce salt and hydrogen gas. Salt plus hydrogen gas. This is wrong. So only C will be the right choice for 20. 21. Which 21, the elements are arranged in groups and periods in the periodic table. Which row is correct? A, group determined by the number of electrons in the outer shell. This is correct. Period determined by the number of occupied shells. This is also correct. Elements in the periodic table are arranged by increasing proton number. This is also correct. So A seems correct to me. For your convenience, I am going to read the other statement. Group determined by the number of occupied shells. This is wrong. So no need to read other statements. Group determined by the number of electrons outer shell. This is correct. So period determined by the number of occupied shell. This is also correct. The elements in the periodic table are arranged by increasing mass number. This is incorrect. So these two are incorrect so far. D, group determined by the number of occupied shells. This is incorrect. So no need to read other statements. A is the right answer for this one. 22, sodium, potassium, and rubidium are in group 1 of the periodic table. Chlorine, bromine, and iodine are in group 7. Which statement is correct? A, bromine displaces chlorine from an aqueous solution of sodium chloride. This is wrong because bromine is below chlorine. If you compare the position, bromine is below chlorine. It can't displace chlorine. B, iodine is discharged as the negative electrode when concentrated aqueous potassium iodide is electrolyzed. Iodine get discharged, but it will get discharged at the positive electrode, not negative electrode. So these two are wrong. C, rubidium has a greater tendency to form positive ions than potassium. This looks correct to me because if you look at the reactivity series in group 1, it increases down the group. Reactivity increases down the group. So which means that rubidium has a greater tendency as compared to potassium to form positive ion. So D, sodium, potassium both react with water, but the reaction is more violent with sodium. No, sodium is below potassium. Look at the position of sodium. Sodium is above potassium, so potassium will be more reactive. Potassium will definitely have more violent reaction. So C will be the right answer for this question. 23. Which statement about transition elements and their compounds is correct? A, copper 2 oxide catalyzes the conversion of sulfuric acid to copper 2 sulfate. This is wrong. It's not catalyzing this reaction, it's reacting. B, iron allows hydrogen and nitrogen to react at low temperature. This looks correct to me because in this reaction, iron is acting as a catalyst. C, nickel increases the rate of reaction between hydrogen and saturated hydrocarbons. Nickel definitely increases the rate of reaction, but it's between hydrogen and unsaturated hydrocarbons, not saturated hydrocarbons. So this is wrong. D, vanadium 5 oxide speeds up the oxidation of sulfur to sulfur dioxide. Yes, it will speeds up. It's acting as a catalyst, but it speeds up the reaction of sulfur dioxide with oxygen, produce sulfur trioxide. So only B will be the right answer in this case. 24, 3 statements about the properties of metals are shown. Number 1, all metals conduct electricity. This is correct. Number 2, all metals have 2 electrons in their innermost shell. This is also correct. 3, all metals have high melting point. This is wrong. The reason is that group 1 have low melting points and mercury also exists in the liquid state at room temperature and pressure. So which statements are correct? Only 1 and 2. So A will be the right answer in this case. 25. Which statements about metals and their uses are correct? Number 1, aluminium is used to make overhead electrical cables because it has a low density. This is correct. Aluminium is used to make food containers because it is resistant to corrosion. This is also correct. Number 3, copper is used to make electrical wiring because it's ductile. This is correct. So D will be the right answer as all these 3 statements are correct. Stainless steel is an alloy. It contains iron and more than one other element. Which elements other than iron are commonly used in stainless steel? In steel, we know that carbon is also there beside iron. So either C is correct or D is correct. Both A and B is incorrect. So in stainless steel, they usually add nickel because it resists corrosion. It's used in stainless steel. 27, the equations for some of the reactions of metals Q, R, and T are shown. These are the reaction. 2QNO3 plus Cu gives 2Q gives CuNO3 whole twice. R plus TSO4 gives T plus RSO4. T plus H2SO4 gives TSO4 plus H2. Using the equations, what is the order of reactivity of QRT? R is more reactive than T. T is more reactive than hydrogen, which means it's above hydrogen. And Q is replacing copper. Copper is more reactive than Q. So Q will be the least reactive one here in this case. So the sequence will be RTQ. C will be the right answer in this case. 28. Zinc is used to galvanize iron, which prevents the iron from rusting. Which statements are correct? Number 1, the layer of zinc forms a barrier between the iron and the oxygen and water in the atmosphere. This is correct. Number 2, zinc will oxidize before the iron does, even if the layer of zinc is crushed. This is also correct. 3, when iron rusts, atoms of iron gain electrons to form ions. This is wrong because during rusting, iron loses electrons. So only 1 and 2 is correct. So A will be the right answer in this case. 29. 3 statements about the structure of aluminium are shown. Number 1, the electrolyte is aluminium oxide dissolved in molten cryolite. This is correct. This is done in order to reduce the melting point of aluminium oxide. 2, carbon is used for both the cathode and the anode. This is also correct. 3, carbon dioxide is given off at the cathode. Carbon dioxide is given off at the anodes, not cathode. So only 1 and 2 is correct. So A will be the right answer in this case. 30, what is the cause of deoxygenation of water in a lake? It's soluble fertilizers. It's neither acid rain or excess calcium hydroxide or insoluble nitrates. So only choice D is the right answer in this case. 31. Dissolved substances can cause eutrophication and the deoxygenation of water. How many of the ions shown cause this effect? So we have Cl negative ion, CO3 2 negative ion, Na plus ion, NO3 minus ion, and PO4 3 minus ion. NO3 and PO4 3 minus both are coming from fertilizers. So both of these are responsible for deoxygenation of water. PO4 3 minus also comes from detergent. So we have only 2 ions responsible for this. So B will be the right answer in this case. 32, which statement about global warming is correct? A, methane produced by digestion animals has no effect on the rate of global warming. This is wrong because methane is responsible for global warming as it absorbs heat and radiate in the atmosphere. The products of burning fossil fuels have no effect on the rate of global warming. This is also wrong because whenever we burn fossil fuels, we get carbon dioxide. It's one of the culprits responsible for global warming. C, the products of decomposition of vegetation have no effect on the rate of global warming. The products of decomposition of vegetation is carbon dioxide. Again, carbon dioxide is the culprit. So this again wrong. Only D will be the only statement left in this. So D must be the right answer. The products of photosynthesis have no effect on the rate of global warming. This is right because the products of photosynthesis are oxygen and glucose. 33. The structures of 3 compounds W, X, and Y are shown. This is W, X, and Y. Which statements about these three compounds are correct? Number one, W and Y are both alcohols and X is a carboxylic acid. Look at the functional group in W and Y. W contains OH and Y also contains OH. So both of these are alcohols. This is correct. What about X? X contains COOH, which is carboxylic group. So statement number one is correct. Number two, W, X, and Y have the same molecular formula. Let's write the molecular formula of these compounds. For W, there are 3 carbon atoms. So I will write C3. How many hydrogen atoms? 3 plus 3, 6, 7, 8, H8, oxygen, O2. Molecular formula of X, 3 carbon, right? C3, H3 plus 2, 5, 6, H6, and O2. So this is not the same molecular formula. So no need to do the working for Y. So this is incorrect statement. So automatically we are left with only one statement. 3. W and Y are structural isomers of each other. This is also correct. They are structural isomers of each other because they both have same molecular formula. For your convenience, I am working out the molecular formula for Y. How many carbon atoms? 3 carbon atoms. 3 C3. Hydrogen atoms. Let's count the hydrogen atoms. 3 plus 1, 4. 4 plus 2, 6. 6 plus 1, 7. 6 plus 1, 7. 7 plus 1, 8. H8, O2. So both of these have same molecular formula, but different structures. So they are structural isomers of each other. So the only answer here which is correct is D. Choice D is the correct answer. (34) What is the display formula of propyl methanoate? Propyl will be coming from the alcohol. So that alkyl group must be propyl. So methanoate will be coming from the carboxylic acid. So let's see A. What is A? It's a carboxylic acid. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a butyric acid. A is wrong. B. In B, what we have? We have methyl. This is the methyl group. And this is propanoate. Methyl propanoids. This is also wrong. C. So what do we have? C. In C, we have, this is ethyl group. And this one is ethanoate. Ethyl ethanoate. This is also incorrect. D is correct. Why? Because we have propyl. And this one is methanoate. 35. The table shows some of the fractions obtained by the fraction distillation of petroleum and their uses. Fraction 1. Bitumen used making roads. This is correct. Number 2. Kerosene, paraffin, chemical feedstock. This is wrong. This is used as jet fuel. 3. Naphtha used as jet fuel. This is also incorrect. 4. Refining acid are used in heating and cooking. So both 1 and 4 are correct. So choice B will be the right answer for this question. Number 36. Which equation shows the reaction of ethane with chlorine in the presence of ultraviolet light? This involves the substitution of hydrogen atoms whenever alkane is reacted with halogen. So in one, A choices C2H6 plus Cl2 gives C2H6Cl2. This is not substitution reaction. We are getting only one product. So this is wrong. Number B, C2H6 plus Cl2 gives C2H4Cl2 plus H2. This is also incorrect. The reason is that during substitution reaction, one of the hydrogen is displaced by one chlorine atom. And the products will be chloroalkane plus hydrogen chloride. So you must get HCl here. So this is also incorrect. C, C2H6 plus Cl2 gives C2H5Cl plus HCl. This looks correct to me. The reason is that one of the hydrogen is replaced by chlorine to give HCl and C2H5Cl. Last one, C2H6 plus Cl2 gives 2CH3Cl. This is also incorrect, getting only one product. So C will be the right answer for this question. 37. Hexene 3-ol is an alcohol. This is hexene 3-ol. How many molecules of oxygen are needed for the complete combustion of one molecule of hexene 3-ol? So we need to make an equation for this. We have 6 carbon atoms. So I will write C6H. How many hydrogen? 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 2, 7, 7 plus 2, 9, 9 plus 2, 11, 11 plus 3, 15. C6H 15O plus O2. In complete combustion, we are getting CO2 plus H2O. How many carbon atoms? We have 6 carbon atoms, so I will write 6 here. What about hydrogen? There are 15 hydrogen atoms. Sorry, we have 14 hydrogen atoms, not 15. Sorry. So I will write 7H2O. What about oxygen? So 6 2s are 12. 12 plus 7. We must have 19 oxygen. So on the reactant side, we have how many oxygen? We need to balance this oxygen molecule in order to get 18 oxygen. So I will write 9 moles of oxygen. So A must be the right answer for this one. 38. An organic compound P is dissolved in water. The concentration of the solution is 0.1 mole per dm cube and the pH is 3. A solid is added to the solution and effervescence is seen. Which equation could represent this reaction? These are organic compounds dissolved in water. The concentration of solution is 0.1 mole per dm cube and the pH is 3. Point is that it is organic compound. It is not mineral acid. pH is 3, but it's not a mineral acid. So automatically choice D is incorrect. Now they have added solid. The effervescence is seen. When they are saying effervescence seen, it means there must be hydrogen gas produced. So I'm looking at the equations one by one. In A, we have 2CH3CO2H, ethanoic acid plus Mg solid gives CH3CO2 whole twice Mg plus H2. This looks correct to me. This is balanced, correctly balanced. B, 2CH3CO2H, ethanoic acid plus 2Mg solid, again reacted with magnesium. Product 2CH3CO2 Mg aqueous. This is incorrect. H2 is correct, but this is incorrect. The reason is that Mg belongs to group 2, so it carries +2 charge. What about the charge on CH3CO2? All the organic acids, they carry -1 charge. So ignore their charges. So these subscripts will be exchanged and you will get what? You will get CH3CO2 whole twice Mg. That's why this looks correct to me. C, 2CH3CO2H plus K2CO3 gives CH3CO2 whole twice K plus CO2 plus H2O. This is also incorrect. The reason is that K belongs to group 1. So the formula must be CH3CO2K. You can't have CH3CO2 whole twice K. So only choice A will be the right answer in this case. (39) A paper chromatography experiment is used to find an RF value for Fe3 plus aqueous. The chromatogram is shown. The chromatogram to make the spot containing Fe3 plus aqueous more visible, the paper is sprayed with aqueous sodium hydroxide so that a precipitate of iron 3 hydroxide forms. In the chromatogram, the RF of Fe3 plus is given by, how you will get it? You will get it by dividing X by Y. So either A is correct or B is correct. You can't have C or D as correct answer. Okay, the next one. And the color of the precipitate is 2. For Fe3 plus must be red brown. So only choice A will be the right answer in this case. Last, a laboratory has a powdered mixture of solid iodine and solid carbon. Iodine is very soluble in hexane and slightly soluble in water. Carbon is soluble in both solvents. One sample of the mixture is shaken with hexane. This is X. Another sample of the mixture is shaken with water. This is Y. Which procedure is used to prepare a pure sample of iodine? A, X is distilled. X is distilled and the distillate is evaporated to dryness. This is incorrect because you can't distill the X. The reason is that iodine is soluble in X, but carbon is not soluble in this. X contains hexane. Fine, so this is incorrect. B, X is filtered. This looks correct to me. And the filtrate is allowed to evaporate to dryness. This looks correct to me. Because when you filter the X, you will remove the carbon, which is insoluble in both the solvents. And then you will evaporate the filtrate in order to get iodine. C, X is filtered. Okay, now you are filtering X. And the residue is allowed to evaporate to dryness. No, residue is the carbon. Residue is the carbon. We are not interested in getting carbon. We need to get the pure sample of iodine. So this is incorrect. D, Y is distilled and the distillate is evaporated to dryness. Again, no need to go for the distillation. This is also incorrect. So only choice B is correct in this case. Thanks for watching. Press like and share my videos. For more videos, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon.